But what's been consistently exciting is Walker Independence.
Oh,
It's
this episode.
still not a bad episode yet.
No.
And this one was Kai-centric, which finally, because they had seeded what was going on with the Tong, and they brought back Lily, who we thought was dead, but she was lying the entire time and nearly got him killed.
The bait and switch, the gasps. I gasped in this episode.
Oh man, I love the fact that Kate kind of sowed that doubt into Kai's mind because she sees everything. It was quite an interesting scene because we learned so much about Kai in general in this episode, but he's been so like gentle and so like tightly wound and so afraid of anything happening. And then as soon as he seen Lily, he just ran over to her and they had this like kind of like open conversation. And Kate was kind of just like, what is going on right now? She knew nothing. So I feel like that was kind of like the spark that then just ignited this entire episode, because we always said there's so much depth with all of these characters, but we've never really explored Kai until this point. And my goodness, what an exploration it was.
Remind me, where did it end up with Kai and Kate? Because I know she like learned some truths about him and she was like, dude, you've been lying to me. Were they like, are they beefing?
Fighting still. We're fighting still,
Kate,
and it hurts my heart.
Kate's mad at him, right?
Yes. Because
like, girl, you're being the secret agent. I don't know what you're getting mad at him for.
Which he told her.
I was going to say, can we bring that up? I mean, like, Kai knew all along.
So I think to support Kate just a bit, it is because his accent drops.
Yeah.
And she learns like that he also is like able to protect himself in a way that she wasn't aware of. There's the Kai she knows is a curated version of who he actually is. And that hurt her. And I was like, well, Kai's right though. You have a curated version of yourself that he knows. I think she puts a little bit more of herself into the person that she plays around everybody else. And Kai was holding a lot of cards that she wasn't even aware of. But I think as much as I hurt my heart, this was good for their relationship development, because now we're just we're out in the open about different things.
And same with Abby. They're all kind of like, we need a breather from you, girl.
Oh no.
I was kind of hurt me too. Yeah. They like all ditched her. They were like, no, had enough. We're not doing a new suspect. You're on your own for now. We need a break.
I know. I thought that was a bit mean, because at the end of the day, she did lose her husband after all. And like all the evidence, like no police officer in the world would have said, hold on a minute, you're wrong. All the evidence pointed to Tom, because all the evidence was supposed to point to Tom. A lot of it still is. Of course, Shane is now becoming a bit more of a maybe darker character than Tom. We've always said how Tom kind of walks that line between good and evil when he is being the sheriff. There's obviously more to him than that, but Shane seems to be a bit more of a problematic character, and is Tom going to have to deal with him now? But I mean, like, all the evidence was there. Abby didn't do anything wrong, so it was a bit mean that they all turned their back on her. I know that the episode dictated that, so she could go off and find the one person who would believe in her in Calian, but give Abby a chance. That wasn't really fair. I'm just gonna say.
But they kept trotting Kate out there to talk to her. Like the men were like, well, you speak to her, you tell her why we're not going to do. Okay, well, I'll just go talk to my friend. But Tom is such an interesting character, because he does actually think about the consequences of his actions usually. But he does have instances in which emotion pushes him over the edge. And I feel like he did both this episode. Like, he was smarter than Shane, who really just wanted to make a quick deal as if that wasn't going to come back to bite them. Because Tom was right. The Tong would be getting far more from the town of Independence than the town would be getting. And why would he allow that? But also, Tom was like, you crossed me, so we're going to hang you from the rafters and we're going to get some answers to my questions. I said, but he's supposed to be your brother.
Yeah, no, that was shocking. I forgot about that until you just said that.
That's the second man he's hung from that barn. Yeah. I think we need to go check on that barn more often.
Right?
It's really interesting what they're doing with Tom, because like he clearly there's some darkness there, whether he killed Liam or not, but at most of the episodes he surprises you, like that time he had really Calian's back. Like him. Yeah, they really do.
It's working.
It is. And I mean, like, I feel like that. I said this might be a red herring with Shane, and it still might be, but Abby definitely let her cards show a little when she rushed into him. It was like, I think Shane killed Liam, because that's kind of a bit of thing that came out of nowhere. But Tom took it politely. He was like, we'll go solve this problem. I think I know where he's heading. Unbeknownst to Abby, he had him hanging in his barn the whole time. So I don't know where it's going to go from here. But when I first saw the Shane reveal, I was like, oh, is this just a last minute red herring? But they've done such a good job that I'd actually believe it if it wasn't now. And not many episodes left, but just a lot of mystery.
And it feels like we've gotten to a point in the season where we can have actual like theories about what happened, because we have so much information now, or is everything else is just kind of those building blocks to get to this place. But now we have like so much information where we can actually like theorize what we think happened. And in my mind, I think both of the Davidson brothers did something. I don't know what they did, but I think somebody pulled that trigger, and then did Shane try to kill Tom? That was a theory that rattled around my brain. Like,
was
maybe
he the one
Shane
who
did both
stabbed
of
him?
it. Yeah, maybe he killed. Maybe does Shane want to be sheriff and he killed Liam, and then he tried to kill his brother? I don't know. I love that we have theories now that we can like.
Because Shane has like a short fuse, and he's impulsive, and he also
thoughts in that brain.
No, he really just wants what Tom has, without thinking about the methods in which Tom has used to get what he has. And it's like, was the plan to always kill Liam, but Shane got there first. And so like Tom's hands aren't, like, he doesn't have blood on his hands, but he was going to kill Liam. So does that really make it any better just because he didn't pull the trigger if he intended to? Like, if there's a lot happening with the Davidsons and how sneaky and corrupt they are. And I really enjoy that. I also enjoyed that Shane was like the absolute worst at like basically everything. Like, we are introduced to him at the brothel and he has no money, which is a great a great character description for him, because it also shows you the type of person he is. That he uses people, and he thinks he's entitled to whatever he wants to have.
Yeah, and it's an interesting dynamic because it's very much portrays Tom as the lesser of two evils, and he is, because even if Tom is the evil villain that he's been made out to be, there is elements of a conscience there which makes him more logical, and he plays the long game, whereas Shane's more of that unpredictable character that rushes in and messes things up and creates chaos along the way. Tom doesn't want that in his time, because if he is the one who did this and he's been meticulously planning this, and he doesn't want something as unpredictable as Shane ruining that. So I feel like there is so many like interesting dynamics and potentials for what could go, and like Reed said, theories that we have and only like 4 episodes left. Every episode of Walker Independence, I feel like the story gets more and more exciting.
Yes, and so do the relationships. Just to briefly go back to Calian and Abby, I was so excited. I was like, yes. Like, if there's one person he's gonna be like, I understand, it's going to be him. And they had the lovely moment in at the tribe where he was talking about his situation and she was talking about hers, because he's going to be the leader of the Apache in that area, which is very interesting. I will have to say I had to watch the scene twice because I got distracted by Calian and Abby. They were standing so close and I love them so much. But it is interesting seeing like how much he's still trying to be there for everybody, even when he is grieving.
Yeah, he's going through a lot, and Abby's kind of like, it's all right. I know you're going through a bunch of stuff, but I really need to vent. Like, she felt kind of bad about it, but also like, I have no one right now.
And he's like, it's okay, I will be there for you. Oh, and she learned Apache. She's starting to learn some of the language.
Yeah,
Queen.
Yeah, and when he called her Jean Desi again, goosebumps. That scene, I have to say, Calian has very few scenes in the last few episodes, but each one of them are so important to whatever's happening. And I love the fact that they say that he walks between two worlds could be the thing that connects his family with, of course, Independence, and then the fact that he reconnected with Gus at the end, because that's probably been one of the most pivotal relationship in his life. And that scene with Abby was just goosebumps. Definitely my favorite scene in the whole episode. I hope we see more of Calian going forward, because these 1 to 2 scenes per episode ain't doing it for me.
Yeah. I'm so invested in every story, but the story that I always keep in the back of my mind that has like no real relevance is like who Abby's gonna end up with. Because I wanted, like, it's like this version of like How I Met Your great grandfather for Walker. Like, I just want to, like, I don't watch Walker, but I want to know like how she starts her family, how she starts this dynasty of cowboys. I don't know what they do on Walker. Texas Ranger, not cowboy.
Well, I think they're rangers and law enforcement, which means like I don't want to say it would be Tom, because like in the Walkerverse, the Davidsons and the Walkers have a rivalry. But it'd be funny if like they have a rivalry, but they don't know that their lines actually connect.
Yeah, but like Jared's character's name is Cordell. So how does she end up like? How does the horse's name end up in her family line? I want to know.
And then like and his best friend's name is Hoyt. He's dead, but like his name was Hoyt as well. So it's like they're saying things that like just was not talked about. I'm rooting for Calian because I do.
I need
love
somebody to make an edit of Walker Independence of the How I Met Your Mother opening credits, but it's How I Met Your Great 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 Grandfather, and it's just clips of all of Abby and all of her friends. I need someone to do that for me.
Oh, it's so great. Hopefully it happens. We're manifesting, putting it out in the universe.
Yeah, somebody I want to find that on YouTube or Twitter by the end of the month. Just kidding.
So for Walker Independence, one last point. I did like the action sequence with Kai and how it was filmed. The direction actually changed its style for that scene. It was like westerny, and I think kind of how martial arts movies are somewhat filmed. There's a lot of like emphasis on shadows and where they were both standing, and making sure you see the movement with the camera. And I was just like, this feels like High Noon, but it's fists instead of guns.
And we're so used to seeing scenes with like fight choreography on the CW. That's kind of what it was going for at the start, and then it didn't. Like you said, it was just shot so beautifully. And the fact that I think the thing that made it probably the most like impactful was how quick it was. There was very little fight choreography involved. Kai did the job very, very quickly, and for someone like Kai, that was a shock. And I think that's why the close-up on Kate's face afterwards just said it all, because what a moment. Like, Kai is not the person she thought he was, at least that's what's going through her head, and that scene did so much to like highlight those concerns.
And that the blood on the sheets is just amazing. Great shots. I'm rooting for both Kate and Charlie and Kate and Kai. I haven't picked yet. I really like them.
I know. I want to see both stories happen. Yeah.
Best show. Just the best show.
I love it.
I know.